Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This will be part 3 of our random chit chat relationships. In part 2, we talked about social media and relationships, and we were going to talk about marriage, but we kind of ran out of time, so we're going to focus solely on marriage on this video. Before I get started, please make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Also leave comments down below of any topics you feel like we should talk about. And without further ado, let's get started. So marriage. I've been married twice, so what is your, where
I
you
ain't
want to
never
start?
been married. What I know about marriage is, just seeing with my friends and they relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what have you learned from them?
Being married, man. Some people, they be happy. Some people, they be stressed. I think some people don't know what they be getting themselves into when they do it. Some people know what they getting themselves into.
Of course. But okay.
A
With
lot of people
marriage,
get married because they be real strongly in love. And they can't see like further down that will this work or will it won't work. But they just do it out of love.
yeah, I mean, but you're supposed to. Being in love is a part of wanting to spend the rest of your life with someone. So, but that's not the sole purpose, because you also have to think about, especially if, let's say, the normal way, no kids involved. There's no blended family, because when it becomes a blended family, that's a whole nother dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say man and woman, they meet, date, get in a relationship, become engaged. During those different stages of the relationship, you are getting to know that person. And especially if you live together, then you already know their habits, their flaws for the most part. And then so realistically, if you get married, it should just continue to flow as normal. Now, I've heard what people say, once we got married, he or she changed. I never understood that, because change for what? What is there to change? I don't know. But if you're doing it that way, then you've already kind of figured out the type of person he or she is. Now, when it gets down to divorce and stuff like that, you can
That's
also
what I want
see
to talk about.
about
I want
what
to talk
he or
about
she.
divorces. Man.
First of all, are we talking about marriage or divorce?
It's marriage, because that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Them nasty ass divorces.
Yeah.
When they, when a person like really show their true colors, they done told you how much they love you, but right now they finna show you how much they love you.
Because sometimes it's all about their hurt, so they want to see the other person hurt. They don't give a damn about the 15 years of pure bliss that was shared once upon a time. They're more focused on making that person feel the same pain or more. Some people are bitter, because I hate when people are like, oh, my aunt and uncle, my grandpa, my grandma was married 50, 60 years. You think they was happy them full 50, 60 years? No. They had ups and downs, and back then, you just didn't leave. Now you have the means to, if you're unhappy, you get out of it. You don't stay. That's just like some people who get married and they have kids real quick. But you ain't had time to enjoy your husband or your wife. Get familiar with being, just husband and wife, learning that role, working that out. And then you have kids that come along, and then your life revolve around those kids. And when those kids are grown, move out, you don't even know the person that you married. Then you get a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Because you really didn't take the time to enjoy the marriage before baby 1 and 2 or 3 start popping up, boom, 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 boom. Now, blended families, that's something totally different.
Kids gotta be in a timely manner then.
Yeah, I feel like maybe you should spend the first 4 to 5 years like
I think you should spend, if you
working
meet
out those little
somebody,
issues.
all y'all 20s should be straight having fun.
I had fun and with kids.
20s should be straight having fun.
So when you shouldn't get married until you're in your 30s?
I mean, even if you get married in your 20s, like, just have fun. And
No,
then,
no kids.
yeah, just my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
20s, you meet somebody, y'all stick together, y'all get married, get a house, get careers in order. Ain't no kids, but y'all just steady building. So then, when it do get time to have kids, the kids will be secure.
True. Because if you're doing it the traditional way, you're graduating high school, going to college, getting your degree, starting your career. There are more and more women now who are more focused on their career than having kids. Back then, with us,
Mm-hmm.
our parents were taught, really the woman's place, you take care of the kids and this, and that. But times have changed. More and more women are getting degrees, starting businesses, everything, and they're putting having kids on the back burner. Even marriage to some extent. It's just so much to think about that we don't think about when it comes down to marriage, because everyone have different views on what a marriage is or what a marriage consists of.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not in agreement on that, it's not going to work. What I feel like, what I want to occur in my marriage, and get married again, but if I was to get married again, may not mean the same as other folks. I know people who want to be married for the sake of being married. Because honestly, you can be with someone, find your life partner, be happy, be content.
And you ain't gotta marry
Yeah,
them.
you don't have to do that. But it's so embedded in us and is considered the norm. I'm not knocking it, but I just want people to understand that doesn't, being married doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to automatically have happiness.
I think it's more like
It's a business. It's a contract. You are getting a license so you can be legal in the government eyes. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. But more and more people are cohabitating as domestic partners versus actually getting married. And then you have some people who get married and be together for 30, 40 years. Like some people who just get married after a month or two and we're like, how? And be together forever.
uh-huh.
So it's just to each his own.
I done seen some people, they'll be married and I'll be like, man, I want that. I like that, man.
But you don't know the ins and outs of that.
I mean,
On the outside, it's looking good. It's looking like, not to say that they're not happy, but I guarantee it's not always peaches and cream in that household.
It sure look like it be.
Because they probably already have it where whatever goes on here stays here. We handle it in the privacy of our home. Everybody else don't need to know our mess. You know what I'm saying? We get into an argument. We don't handle it in public. We handle it at home. There are some people who have enough respect and understanding in their relationships and marriage. Like everybody don't need to be in our mix, because here's the thing. You and your wife, y'all at odds. You talking to your friends or whatever. She this, she that. She talking to her friends, family, whatever. But then when y'all make up, everybody's still looking at her side-eyed, looking at her crazy and looking at you like, well, why you staying? Why you? Because that's what I'm saying. So that's another thing as a part of any type of relationship or marriage. You keep other people out of your shit. Yeah, you're going to want to vent and you're going to want to do all that. But you just have to know how to balance things. What do you think? I know we talked about premarital counseling before, so that's a must.
Definitely a must for me. I need premarital counseling. I need somebody that know about marriage that's gonna tell me everything that I'm finna get myself into.
So the counselor has to be married?
Nah, a marriage counselor, they know about marriage.
But what if they've never been married? So how they gonna tell you about marriage if they've never been married or they're not married?
They done went to school for it.
But psychology is a basic thing. All they're gonna do, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna ask you questions. They're gonna teach you certain. I'm not knocking it, coping mechanisms and this and that. But I'm just asking, does it matter if the counselor is married or never been married or divorced?
As long as he got a degree.
So the degree is what matters. Would you do Christian counseling?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
You know what Christians do in the church house? They don't know nothing about being married and being faithful.
So the pastor, you don't want it from the pastor?
Nah, I'd rather go get it from somebody that's licensed.
Because why?
I don't trust pastors. Pastors be with everything in the church house. How they gonna tell me how to be faithful?
What if he hasn't been with everybody in the church house? And what if he's trying to tell you not to make the same mistakes that he's made?
Pastors. Pastors?
It don't even necessarily have to be the pastor. It could be a deacon. It could be an elder. I'm just asking. I mean,
pastors, they have to bat every woman in the church off of them.
Okay, but there are some counselors who are Christian counselors that are not necessarily pastors. But I just feel like, yes, premarital counseling is a must. Some people I feel like if you're going to do Christian counseling, then you definitely need to do traditional, regular counseling as well. Mm-hmm. Get a balance.
Pay all that money and still get a divorce.
Where's your optimism? Sir, where's your optimism?
You do all that counseling, sit down. Yeah, I'm talking about marriage is about spending money. You're going to spend some money to get married. If you do it.
Are you talking about the wedding?
I just done seen marriage done so many different kind of ways. I mean, the courthouse, the big wedding, the destination wedding. And the shit works. Some of it works, some of it don't work.
But that's a part of life.
I don't feel like you should have to force a marriage to work. It should just work naturally. It should naturally work. I mean, of course, you got to communicate it, but like just the part of just staying together.
So you shouldn't have to put in work.
There shouldn't be no force on that. Just staying together. That shouldn't be forced.
No, nothing should be forced, but everything requires work. Now, if you're trying to force something to be that is not there, both of you know it's time to let go. That's a different story.
Yeah. Marriages don't be lasting. I can probably count 5 people on my hand. 5. Where I can say, man, they marriage working. They shit good. And within the next 30 or 40 years, they going to still be together. But it's a whole, like, that shit not going to work. Y'all going to break up. Y'all tripping.
Damn. Where's your, like, optimism, and hope, and just that they beat the odds and that they have a successful marriage?
There's some hard odds to beat. 2 things in a marriage that a man got to do. Only thing he got to do is 2 things, really. That's it.
Which is what?
Bring in some money. A lot of money.
So be a provider.
Be a provider. Bring in some money. And don't cheat. Don't cheat.
That's it?
That's it. That's all a man got to do. Bring in some money and don't cheat. Everything else, you can figure it out. It'll be a piece of cake. But if you can do them 2 things right there, your marriage is going to be perfect.
Those two things is gonna make the marriage
not perfect, but
flow.
It'll be able to flow. Because if you get to lacking on any one of them two things, what was it I said? Working, providing.
You say bring a lot of money. You didn't say working. You say bring in a lot of money. I say providing. You like no, bring in a lot of money and don't
working
cheat.
and providing and don't cheat. Any one of them things you slip on, the marriage over.
So you don't think a woman will have her dude's back if he get laid off? Her husband's back, he get laid off, or he get injured?
Yeah, she gonna have his back. She gonna have his back, but he better get his back up. He better get back up quick.
Dang.
Women don't play.
It's supposed to be, for better or for worse.
This 2020. This 2020. Don't no woman want no man that ain't bringing in no money.
Of course you don't want to bomb, but let's say I'm married and I get laid off. I'm expecting my spouse to have my back financially, and that should be the same for him. Like I can't expect him to, and especially if it was out of his control, I'm not gonna continue to beat him down when he's already down. Mm-hmm. Like I'm actually okay. So you got laid off. What are your plans? Do you want to look for another job? Are you going back to school? Like,
I want to chill for a little bit.
What is a little bit?
About a month or two.
Okay, a month or two. You sound like it was gonna be like years or something. Like, hold up. Okay, I'm real big on this. When you get together and you move into and purchase your home, all this stuff, you should be living as if there's only one income anyway. So if something was to happen to the other person, lose their job or whatever, you can cover it.
Yeah, you is supposed to be living as one income. That sound about right. But the way it is today, people want privacy.
Ain't nothing wrong with privacy.
You got separate. Everybody, the money be separate. You got cash out.
Well, you can have a joint account, joint household account, joint savings, and then you have individual accounts. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Now, if you choose to have a joint account all together where both money is going there, whatever, that's fine too. I just don't rock like that, but that's fine too. That's fine. If you have joint accounts, hey, so be it. I'm not
share everything. You're supposed to share everything. Married, everything is in the pot. One thing. Look at your face. That's how it's supposed to be. If you married, she
that's
working,
how
he working.
Some marriages,
money
some marriages, ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Marriage, man.
I wasn't raised like that. I mean, so do you want to get married?
Do the woman daddy supposed to pay for the wedding?
Yeah, that stuff is old. Most of the time, couples pay for it together.
Oh, I thought the girl daddy supposed to pay for the wedding.
I know that's traditional. Not the 1950s.
That's traditional.
This is not the 1960s.
That's
okay,
traditional.
These parents, most of the time, the spouses, the people getting married, are the ones paying for the wedding. So, do you want to get married?
Yep, I think everybody want to get married.
I did. At a point in time, I did.
I'm almost like I want to get married, but I know it ain't gonna work. I'm gonna just do it.
Why? Because of you?
I mean, don't everybody else marriages don't work. It's
so
like
you want to get married, but the marriage not gonna work.
You gotta at least do it one time. Maybe it will work.
You talking about you gotta at least do it one time, as if it's like a roller coaster ride.
Yeah,
you gotta ride it one time.
Gotta ride it one time. Sometime 2 or 3. Sometimes you gotta ride it 2
No.
or 3
Don't
times.
be like me. We married twice.
If I get married in July,
Mm-hmm.
August, September, okay, just October, I want to divorce. This shit not working. Let's go.
So wait. You got married when?
In July.
Okay. You want to get divorced in October?
Mm-hmm.
That's an annulment. It ain't even
Oh,
no
so
divorce.
like 2 or 3 months, they can just scratch it off.
Yeah, that's an annulment. I think within a year or 6 months, something like that, that's an annulment.
1 year. I want to
You
get a
just have to
divorce.
check your state rules and, laws against that. But I'm thinking within 6 months, it's an annulment.
How long do it take to get a divorce?
So, this is the breakdown.
With a complicated person, a person that don't want to.
Oh, forever if she complicated.
What's forever? What, like 2, 3 years?
They have to. Okay, there's 2 types of divorces: contested and non-contested. So if she's giving you a hard time, that's contested. If you file the petition for the divorce and she's been served and given a court date, then what'll happen is, in Harris County, the judge does not want to see you or hear from you until everything has been worked out. It's not like divorce court where you standing in front of.
We got it understood that we don't want to be with each other no more.
You're gonna meet with a mediator. If your lawyer and her lawyer don't work things out, then you meet with a mediator, and then once everything has been worked out, because the judge only want to see you when you have that paper and everything has been ironed out, so he can stamp. Because when you go to court, you gonna stand there. He gonna be like, he gonna go over, is this correct? Boom, boom, boom. If any changes need to be made, he'll write on the paper, and then everything cool, boom, stamp, and tell you within 2 weeks you can get a copy of your divorce decree. If it's non-contested, that's easy, because all you do is you file the petition. There's this waiver that the person will get notarized saying that they're waiving their rights to come to court. You get a court date 60 days from when you file, because there's a 60-day waiting period. Mm-hmm. I guess they want to see maybe if you changed your mind. So you get a court date after the 60 days, and then you go in front of the judge, since it's non-contested because they waived their right to come to court. You're going to stamp it, boom, you good. You free. Now, if it's a kid involved, they want to know, is child support set up, and who insurance that child going to be on? Because they don't want to provide insurance, and they don't want to take care of your kid. Mm-hmm. So you have to have that set up. And even if child support isn't set up through the Attorney General's office, you have to have some type of agreement in the divorce decree as far as like who has custody, or if it's joint custody, that type of stuff. And then the insurance. The judge is gonna want to know how these kids are gonna be taken care of. So that's pretty much the flow. Now things may have changed because the last time I got divorced was 2012, but that's what I know things to be. So yeah. So we've talked about marriage in this video. If you like it, please give it a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Anything you want to say?
No.
Okay, well, thank you for watching. Peace. It's on now.
Don't get married.
I thought you wanted to get married.
I do, but it ain't gonna work.
Okay. But anyways, thank you for watching.